In tonight's WGN Investigates, wrongful convictions overturned and a former detective under fire.
The Guevara cases have taken a financial toll on the city and an emotional one on families. And Lourdes Duarte has spent 2 years following these cases and explores the real cost to defend a cop accused of wrongdoing.
We'll go through the numbers tonight, breaking down the millions of dollars these cases are costing the city, as Illinois is labeled the exoneration capital of the U.S. In 2022, 126 convictions were overturned in our state, many of them for murder. That means there are families out there of murdered victims who thought justice was served and are now finding out they may never really know what happened.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Amen.
It's been more than 3 decades since the Valentin family mourned the death of their brother Felix.
Anybody that needed a car fixed, he was there at 16 years old.
And at 16, he was sitting in a parked car in Humboldt Park when he was shot more than a dozen times. That was 1988. Then Chicago police detective Reynaldo Guevara was known for closing cases no one else could. He made an arrest in the Valentin murder, but it wasn't until years later that the case unraveled, when the only witness, a 12-year-old boy at the time, recanted his story.
I invoke my constitutional rights to remain silent.
Since retiring from CPD in 2005, Guevara has kept a low profile and left Chicago for Texas. That's where WGN Investigates tracked him down last year, living in a quiet San Antonio neighborhood.
Mr. Guevara, I'd like to talk to you about what happened in Chicago.
Here's the Texas police video you didn't see back then, eventually obtained by WGN Investigates through a public records request. After declining to speak with us, Guevara ran inside his house, leaving his dog on the doorstep.
Mr. Guevara, don't leave your dog out here.
But picking up the phone to call police.
I'm a retired police officer from the city of Chicago, okay?
Oh, okay.
I moved out here 3 years ago. And they were parked over there. Oh, there they are.
Okay.
We want to talk to us inside.
Guevara is used to shying away from cameras on the street and in the courtroom. In legal proceedings, the now notorious former Area 5 detective has pled the Fifth repeatedly, remaining silent to potentially avoid criminal charges.
I'm not going to answer that.
Why not?
Because I don't wish to answer that.
His reluctance to talk comes as more than 40 murder cases he helped investigate have now been overturned, with the former detective accused in court filings of witness tampering, coercing confessions, and more. A string of men have been released.
It's been torture, pretty much.
I did 23 years.
I feel like I was dragged by the devil.
Yeah, I just got that too.
Including the man accused of murdering 16-year-old Felix Valentin.
Guevara did the same thing to all of us.
I have mixed emotions about it.
After all these years, we're thinking that, you know, my brother is resting in peace, and he's not, because, you know, maybe the killer that actually did it is still out there.
There was never any physical evidence tying Jock Rivera to the murder, but he spent more than 20 years in prison. He was eventually released and sued the city and Guevara, the case finally settling for nearly $18 million.
Thank you.
As Rivera works to rebuild his life,
My beautiful windows, windows everywhere.
the Valentin family struggles to put this behind them. Suspecting families of other murdered victims are dealing with the same open wounds.
Distraught.
Do you feel like no closure?
At all. Nothing. And then for no one to reach out, you know, and say anything. Where's the sympathy for us? No one has it.
An emotional cost for families and a financial one for the city. So far, Chicago has spent $53 million to settle cases of 4 men with overturned convictions. Then there are the legal fees. When WGN Investigates brought you the story last year, $22 million had been spent to investigate and defend Guevara cases. In 18 months' time, another $7.6 million was added to the bill, for a grand total of $82.6 million linked to a single detective. University of Chicago law professor Craig Futterman expects the numbers to keep climbing.
So if you're talking about people who collectively spent hundreds of years in prison, hundreds of years of prison times a couple $1 million a year, that could be $1 billion.
Right now, there are 32 pending federal lawsuits, 18 of them filed this year. Attorney Jennifer Bongine is working on some of them while laying out for us the potential road ahead.
The city needs to really still do reform. There will be another Ray Guevara in 10 years. I promise you. I see these criminal investigations.
Of course she's right. And that's why it's like, let's do what should have been done 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Fire, investigate officers who are engaged in patterns of abuse. That means proactive. Don't just wait till afterwards.
Mayor Brandon Johnson promised reform, but 5 months into his administration, it's not clear how he plans to deal with the growing Guevara problem. None of it offers much comfort to the Valentin family. Decades later, there's no possibility of restarting the investigation. They say they have no choice but to move on.
It's sad to say, but let it go.
Are you ready to let it go?
Not really, but I think it's just best for everybody's safety, to be honest.
And it's not the first time the city pays out millions of dollars linked to police misconduct. At least $130 million was paid out in connection to Commander John Burge. Then in 2015, a $5.5 million city fund was set up for Burge victims to tap into. It's not clear if something similar will happen with the Guevara cases. I'm Lourdes Duarte, WGN Investigates.